All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website. The station that leaves no listener behind. Sunday night. Gotta bless the show. Ooh, it was first Sunday too, huh? When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time. Hey, all right, good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, a.k.a. Sports Collective TV, Media, Radio. Segments going down tonight, so, you know, it's all about that. Sunday, man.
It's been a beautiful one.
Well, for some of us.
You know.
It's been a beautiful one.
Yep.
Eagle fans, how are you feeling today? You better get over it because you got Dallas next week at Dallas. It might still be bad for you.
Leave us out of this.
No, I need you guys to slap them.
Yeah, no, man.
Y'all got the blueprint.
You guys did your job, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Slap City.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, and we need you guys to slap them up next week. So we are all kind of in cahoots with each other.
Right. I'm with you. We got to go get it, man. The boys been on a roll. I think we might sign a new linebacker, so we'll wait and see how that works out.
That'll be crazy if that one happens.
Yeah.
It's like, geez, yeah. I mean, you guys are already straight, to be honest with you.
We need some ammo, man. We need to be fully loaded to make a deep run, man. You know what I mean?
Speaking of fully loaded, man, did you catch any of these playoff games, these regional games this weekend?
Oh, man, that's crazy. Some real regional champs out there. One of my favorite but unexpected is St. Bonnie, man.
Speaking of St. Bonnie, did you see that spike?
No.
So, St. Augustine, that spike that set up the game-winning touchdown,
Yeah.
they intercepted the spike.
Oh, no.
But the referees called it dead.
No way.
They got to the spike?
Old boy went under the center's legs and put his hands out. And it went straight into his hands.
And they didn't count that?
They didn't count it. They blew it down because you never see it.
Oh,
you never
that's
see
wrong.
it. Oh,
so they were just like, wait, what just happened?
That's
like,
wrong.
Down. Like,
No, that's wrong.
Yeah. If you guys want to see that.
That was a game changer. I
got to pull that up. I got to see that.
Go to 24/7 Sports.
Yeah, we got to
and go see that. They zoomed the video in and everything.
Oh,
it's like, dang.
Right. Oh my gosh.
No credit for it, huh?
No credit for it.
Wow.
But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Congrats to St. Bonnie and congrats to Little Booker, like for catching the game-winning reception, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, because his daddy was over there running like I ain't never seen nobody run crazy on a Ventura like that, like his pops.
Right.
But they like, well, do you remember Ronnie Jenkins? No,
Right.
Ronnie Jenkins was before my time a little bit, but I mean, he was dope too. But everybody knows Lorenzo Booker. So
Lorenzo
shout out to
Booker.
them. Shout out to Lacerna.
That's my guy.
Lacerna did their thing again.
Big time. Wait, you know what? Major shout out to Lacerna, man. You know, the way they're doing it, you know, it's the community. It's a real
homegrown
community
kids,
over there, man. You know, homegrown kids, and it looks good. You know, it's a real feel-good story. So, you know, congrats to them.
And one more shout out to Birmingham for winning like the way that they won. Did you see that?
That right there, that was crazy. That tip,
man.
Right?
It's like, wait a minute.
The big catch, pause.
That reminds you of LSU versus Kentucky back in the day.
Man,
that Hail Mary.
Think about, that's crazy. That was good. That's a good comparison.
That's a long time ago.
That is crazy the way, you know, shout out to Kingston for, you know, keeping his composure, stepping up in the pocket. He puts in a lot of work, you know, shout out Sam Fisher. He does a lot of work with Sam Fisher, right? So, you know, it was good to see those guys get the chance to go complete this mission. 4 championships in a row, right? We had Peyton Waters on last year, you know, and it's just we had Antrell on recently, right? So that's big. You know, these dudes are on their like 2nd and 3rd championships in high school, right? Birmingham is on the 4-peat. Now this time they get regionals and headed to state. So I really wish them well, not just for, you know, the city and the 818, but for those kids who really put in all that work. It's crazy.
We're so proud because we don't get a lot of chances to win city. The last time a city school got a state championship was Narbonne. and leave it to the city to say that it never happened when we all saw it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called. We're not going to get into that another show.
Not today.
But
Right.
but yeah, man. What's going on your end, man?
Man,
church and everything. Is that what we got going on?
My daughter's in the Landmark Forum as
Again?
as a
She went back?
graduate.
Oh, it's a great. Yeah.
As a graduate, so
That's dope.
She discovered two things, mainly the one with her mom. That was what I was counting on.
Right.
Okay.
We make 3 decisions in our life. I'm on my own. I don't belong, and there's something wrong here. And she discovered the one of I'm on my own with her mom.
Ooh wee.
And it was very simple, very subtle. She said that one day she came home from school, was being bullied by the girls.
Yeah.
And she told her mom, and her mom said, "Get over it."
Yeah.
And so that was,
Landmark is so vicious because it's like, man, it's like you're in a place where you feel like everyone has your back, and then you feel so alone when you're dealing with certain stuff, man. It's really vicious. It really puts a perspective on other people's feelings. I think that's my biggest takeaway is other people's feelings and how they perceive, whatever the perception is or the reality is. It doesn't matter. It's about how it's perceived. And it's really tough, and I recommend anybody to go.
The biggest one she got was Friday. She said that they had whoever was 25 and under stand up. And so she stood up.
How many was there? Like, wasn't that many?
It wasn't that many.
Yeah.
She stood up, and they told everybody else who was sitting down, these were your parents when you were born.
Wow.
The age.
That's
range.
wild.
And so she said she cried because they reflected her to her mom.
Wow.
How old her mom was when she was born.
Wow.
And that set the tone to peel off those layers.
That is wild.
I know.
Yeah,
So I'm just blessed, happy that she's 25 years old and peeling those layers off so she can have a life.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's a win-win, man.
Oh yeah, it was worth it. So that's where my mind is at. But let's play the public service announcement because we got
Jason Jr. about to come on, man. It's about to go down.
Yes, so
it's the Robinson Boys show tonight.
Just play the person.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes. In moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show, a.k.a. Sports Collective TV, Media, Radio. You could bring up that link so we can get these athletes on deck. Robert, how did you get the whole family on board, man?
Because you got to start with the dad. You got to start with the big homie Jason Robinson, man.
Yeah.
That dude does so much. Our friend Wantrell knows him very well. Yeah, like we went to school with Wantrell. He's like, how you know my girl Legion? It's like, yeah, we went to school together. But, Jason's really the man, and I appreciate him. He's been very supportive of me over the years.
Yeah.
And seeing when he brought the boys, just seeing like Jason come through, and then Jaden, and then you see the youngest Skylar. It's just like, damn. So they're all dogs here, okay, but they all have their own story, and that's what's dope, man. We're about to really get to know the Robinson brothers in a real dope light today. So Jason Jr. committed to Washington. Pac-12 champions, Washington.
Wow.
College football participant for the playoffs, Washington Huskies.
Wow.
They're getting another dog. Washington seems to get some players, and their coach is playing these dogs, man. So it's a good fit, ain't it?
This class is real crazy. This class of 24 guys that they got in, is really amazing. Pay Waters from Birmingham is also one of those guys.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they really just did their thing with recruiting in Cali. It's really like home up there. I've been on several trips up there, and it's really like home up there. Because they just have a great culture. And when you really look into what Washington can offer you as a student athlete, it's really like unmatched.
Really?
And I mean, for if I was a father, I'd be, definitely excited to see,
to be a part of that Purple Rain.
It's an amazing program.
Yeah.
Nothing negative to say.
Absolutely.
Jeez. Did their pops play football with y'all or what?
Nah, he was older. He was older a little bit. Yeah, he's like my brother's age.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like one of those things where he's like a '70s baby, so that's different.
Hey man, hold on, man. That man might be 21. Man.
J-Rob is one of the only few cats that we know. He can tell his real age, and they just not even caring. Just like, oh, okay, yeah, because he got the juice. he got the juice like that, man. But yeah, it's just we're gonna just get into so much in the interview, but it's one of those things where when you got to experience in two different states, you can speak on some things a little bit differently than other kids. It's like he started his career in Texas, and then he ended in Cali. So it's like he has a real perspective on football, like how it's played. And that's what's that's just seeing that. And I'm so glad that he turned out to be the dog that we all said that he was, because we see kids, Will can attest to this, we see kids who ball in the beginning and just fall off because everybody caught up to them. Yeah. So the pressure on continuing to be that dog from the beginning is just humongous. And that's just a testament to everybody involved, from the dad.
I was
to
wondering
the staff,
if the dad
to
played football, because they obviously got the genes, honestly. So I was wondering if he was a football player.
Yeah, but the thing that his pops is the best with? Structure. That structure is insane. And working out in Texas is not fun, especially Houston. Like the humidity.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where you can't go home and say, like, I'm done with this.
Right.
No.
Man, I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Work it out.
Okay, sure. So, do we got them on?
Let's see who we got.
Let's see. Well, who we got on?
Top of the deck.
No, we getting Bernie's messing up.
This is the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also, hey, if you got to get out of your car, you're on the radio, grab your device, smartphone, laptop, type in kcaradio.com and click listen live or watch live, because we about to get it.
Jason.
Yes,
can you hear me, sir?
What's up?
What's the word? How y'all doing?
Man, we great, bro. It's we just been talking about you for the past few minutes, man. It's I'm so excited that you're here tonight, because that was a quick 4 years, first and foremost.
man, what? It felt like I was just a freshman, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I was just going to camps out in Texas, Louisiana, going state to state, and then now I'm a senior about to get ready to go off to college, and it was all like,
it's crazy.
It's like quick.
So let's get in the zone with Robert Lamar right now. So we're gonna start this off. How was Jason as a kid growing up?
Earlier on, I would say I was like more of a scrappy kid. Like I was doing anything I could do to give my mom a heart attack. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I was running around, but I wasn't doing nothing bad. But my mom is having a mother that really cares, and she loves me to death and would never want to see nothing happen to her son. But I was really just running around. It was nothing much to it, just having fun as a kid.
Yeah, no doubt. When did your love for football start?
Pretty much everybody in my family played football. For the most part, like football is a really like big thing in my family on both sides. So I got introduced to it really early on, and then the love just came like with me just playing. Like as soon as I started playing, I got to the first practice and I'm running into people full speed, not even know what I'm doing, just trying to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking up to my uncles and cousins that's been playing for years ahead of me, and I was already in love with it.
So you doing all that running around, banging on people and everything. When did you realize that, like, oh damn, I'm actually really good at this. I can actually be a dog out here. What was that moment?
At first, football was just all like, you know, for everybody, it was all fun and games. But my dad, he started training me like earlier than a lot of other kids get trained, and like with that training, he also put that mindset in me that with work you can achieve anything. So like as long as I was working, if I felt like I could, feel me, I'm good at this. Like, and I know I was putting that work in at all times, every day, all day. So I'm like, you feel me? My dad told me if I'm working, I'm gonna be the best, and I feel like I'm working, so I know I'm the best. So that's all it's been.
Speaking of that work, we were talking here. I don't know if you overheard, but working out in Texas is not fun with that humidity. And the workouts that your dad put you and your brothers through is borderline like child protective service type stuff. Borderline.
It used to be different. But I can recall one time. Somebody had called the police on us because my dad out there drill sergeant, me and my brothers, and we out there huffing and puffing, no water. It's bad. And he ended up he never pushed us to the point where we're gonna hurt ourselves. But them workouts, oh my gosh! Like you could probably call up some other players and ask them about those workouts. It was different.
It's crazy because see, you get those workouts and then you go into high school and immediately you are an All-American the moment you step in.
Yes, sir.
It's
really just being accustomed. Like my dad taught me a lot of stuff that high school and college players were learning, and I was in middle school and elementary, so I already got my mind on it. So as soon as I was able to get my body to do the things that I wanted to do, it was easy for me. And then I just had to learn how to play the game, like how to read covers and things of that nature. And then it pretty much came pretty easy. And then I just had to get through years, and now it's time to go to the next level and really ball and get better. Now
you were All-American from the beginning.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that there was pressure when because you did it in Texas, then you came back home to Cali? Was there a lot of pressure on you to maintain that status as one of the premier players in the country, having 3 more years of high school left?
Yeah.
Like, did you feel like there was pressure for you to kind of maintain that, or are you just like, well, whatever, I'm just going to do what I do?
Of course, like being that young and being an All-American, like it brought some hype around me. So, of course, there was expectations from like outside like people that didn't like they don't see the work, so they're like, oh, he got to do this year, like to see if he's still good. But me, I'm like, I know I'm with the people that's gonna match up out with me out there one-on-one. I can beat anybody. So I didn't really feel like it was pressure on me, but like I could certainly feel the expectations from other people. But the pressure, like I felt like I took it pretty easily, and I was able to just go out there and ball and just play because all I want to do is play football.
Yeah.
So I think I just block all that out, play ball, and it's easy.
Well, you did it. I mean, you are the best route runner in the country. I've been seeing it, and people been saying it. I mean, the work is there. So mission accomplished. You do everything that you practically could do in high school. Recruiting. I know that was kind of crazy because at one point you were committed to USC. You had to tell the homeschool that what I need to do something else, and then you end up at Purple Rain. How was your whole process of recruiting? Was it crazy? Was it overwhelming? Or did you have fun with the process? How would you describe recruiting?
It was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. My first ever, I was getting recruited really young because a lot of people were seeing my workout videos from my dad and stuff. And I was getting some looks and whatnot, how that go. But as I started getting older, I started going to states over here, over there, and I'm overwhelmed, kind of like being this young, and now I'm moving I'm going all the way to Florida. I'm going here and there, and I'm but I just roll with it, and then I don't know. At a certain point, I just got lost, and it was just tunnel vision, and I just got so focused to the point where it's I'm not looking here, I'm not looking there, and I'm just doing this is all I'm focused on, and all I can say is just been a crazy journey. I've traveled a lot, I've been a lot of places, but I'm happy where I've ended up, and I'm ready to ball out the dog.
Seattle can't wait to have you. And, I mean, Pac-12 champions, college football playoff participants, I think you did pretty well with your decision. Ooh. But, that's all dope. But the word on the street is that you're one of the most fashionable dudes out in high school when it comes to the drip, when it comes to everything. That's the word. So, so that's what they say. You know, they say that on they said that on 1600 Atlantic Ave. They said that in a lot of places too.
Let the people speak. Let the people speak. That's all I can say. I can't put the title on myself. I can't put the title on myself.
So when it's time for Jason to show out that Jason is that dude, where's the go-to when we going drip wise? What we doing?
I can't really put specific brands. like a style I like to go. I do like to go with like more like a baggy pants on a short top type combo, but I can't really put a specific brand because there's so much things coming out every day, and it's like I see something new and like I want this, I want that, so I can't even have like some favorite. But like a little style I like is like a big on the bottom, small on top. But
yeah,
I can do a lot of things with it. So
yeah. Well, you know what, man? It's like I said, that went fast seeing you go through high school like that, and it's crazy that there's another two behind you, and it's like their time is gonna go fast. But I mean, you know, I'm here for every bit of it, man. So thank you for being here and being in the zone with Robert Lamar. I'm about to turn it over to the deck to the rest of my colleagues here, man.
What's good? What's good? Hey, man, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm cool, man. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I'm gonna take you to the fourth down, man. I'm more of a mental toughness guy. Give me, you know, what does mental toughness mean to you when you hear that term?
Really being able to just go out there and, like I said earlier, just block it out and be able to just get it done. That's really what mental toughness means to me. Like, there's been a lot of instances where I've had to overcome plenty of obstacles, and like there's small stuff, like even in games, like where I'm hurting or like I've suffered some earlier in the game, but I still got to grind it out just for my team. And it's like, we down, but I got to grind it out for these guys. And that's like a little example of mental toughness. But for like for me, it's just having that tunnel vision, be able to get what you got to get done and being able to block out all the other variables.
You know, social life, practice time, you know, your friends want to hang out. How do you manage that pressure, man?
Really is get business done first, and then whatever time I got left over, I can be able to hang out with family and friends. And it's real nice being able to have people that understand that, and they're able to be able to form with that. And then like you can come see people when you have time and they understand that. So it's real good having people that understand. So that's all it is. I just get my work done, and then everything else is free.
That's cool, man. You know, a lot of times, you know, some athletes come on the show and they talk about being leaders and captains of their team. How do you manage your stance when it comes to debates?
Can you say that one more time?
How do you manage your stance when it comes to the debates as far as being a leader on the team? Like, how do you deal with those when those players are clashing with one another? How do you manage that?
Really, you just got to be able to, like, sometimes you got to let those things happen too, like when your team is clashing or something like that, but I don't
it's not always a bad thing. Yeah, it's not always a bad thing.
It's not always a bad thing, because like if you always want to be able to like butter something, like it can't always be holding hands and hugging up at all times. Like, we playing football at the end of the day. Like, we hitting each other at 20 miles per hour. So it's like, can you really be that happy with somebody? But really, debates is just being able to be a leader and take control of the situation and just de-escalate something. That's all I can say for that.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, sometimes people say life is hard. You know, life is challenging. You know, how do you deal with those episodes of life being hard or seeming impossible?
I just think back to my family and the goals that I set and the expectation that I set for myself, because at the end of the day, I still have a goal, and I got to be able to get the people that I've made promises to, I got to be able to get those promises to them. So, like, when I'm going through a hard time, I just think, like, there's things I want in life, and I can't be done until it's accomplished, until it's done. So that's all my mindset going into anything that's challenging for me.
So when you think about fourth down, like, where's your mindset go on the fourth down for you?
Give me the ball. Really, that's my mindset going in any play, but especially when it comes down to a like fourth down or something that really is crucial like that.
Yeah.
Me.
I got he had a crazy catch. I can't remember what game it was, but you had a crazy catch going towards the end zone. It was a one-hander. You You jumped so high up. You got to show the boosties on that play. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That was playoffs, wasn't it?
That play happened in slow motion. I swear the ball was like,
yeah, man. Hey, man, Jay, but it's Coach Will, man. Very, very nice to meet you formally. I follow you a lot, man, and everything you and your brothers do. Much respect for your family and your father and everything you guys got going. What I want to ask you is, what was the transition like going from Poly, right, over to San Juan Hills, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's kind of like a two-part question real quick so I can, let you do your thing. But and then within that, knowing that you had to take that senior year where you were a leader of a certain core group over here, right? And how you had to take that leadership over to a new environment and then insert yourself in that environment, right? And then lead that group the way you did. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Really, of course, it was going to be a big difference. Like, I don't want to make it sound like how it sounds, but it's a lot different people like in the location. So treatment is different from I don't want to say it like that, but people treat you a little bit different. Like I got neck tattoos and stuff like that, and of course people say stuff like that. But I came over and they accepted me pretty well, but it was a little bit of backlash, and I don't even know how to explain. I came over and with the leadership at Poly, everybody really pretty much knew me, so we all grew up together, and that was just boys playing football, backyard football on the field. Right. And then I went over to San Juan, and I just really had to show that I was the best receiver out there so that they can, you feel me? Because people are going to be skeptical. Yeah. And you have to really be able to show your ability out there. So I just had to go out there and put 100 on the field so everybody can understand that I was that guy. And then it all pretty much fell in place. Everybody was able to get better. They would listen to what I had to say. And our receiver corps pretty much ended really good at the end of the year. And I was only with them for 6 months.
Right. Yeah, he definitely got the heme factor. He's definitely that guy.
He definitely got that, man. Yeah. You know what, Jay, man? We definitely appreciate you coming on, man. And anything you want to say to the Purple Rain out here? The Purple Rain go hard for you, man.
Hey, we 13-0, number 2 in the nation. Hey, it's been a crazy weekend for me. My voice was gone.
It's gonna be nice, man, and we look forward to seeing you up in Seattle, for the next few years.
I can't wait to get there.
Definitely.
I mean, everybody knows where to find you on social media, but just let everybody else know. Where can we find you on social media?
You can find my Instagram at _JRob5, and then you can find me on Twitter at Jason Robinson Jr. 0 at the end of Robinson, and then on TikTok you can find me at Love J-Rob.
Man, we appreciate you, man. I'm gonna holler at your dad at the end, but it's all love, man. You always fam to me. So good luck to you, youngster, and we about to get the rest of the Robinson boys on, bro.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, take it easy, man.
You too.
All right, this is the Farron Dozier Show on Sports Collective TV, Media, Radio.
Who's Joe?
That's him. We're going to play the public service announcement.
Yeah, right.
Do you want to go back there and run the boards?
I will run the boards. You want some real...
Go ahead and play that public service announcement right here on the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio. We're going to turn this mic off.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But... when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes, in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website. If you got to get out of your car, your vehicle, grab your device, type in KCAAradio.com, click Listen Live and Watch Live. You can catch us in studio live right now.
Doing this.
What's that? Oh my God!
Doing that
up in there, up in Philly, make look.
Right.
You want to know what I love about football? Football is so unforgiving, but it doesn't really lie to you.
Man.
We got a situation in college football where a team who lost their starting quarterback, but still won their conference championship and remained undefeated without that quarterback, got left out of the playoffs. Now, the objective is to have the 4 best teams play in the playoff.
Okay.
Now,
but it's any given Sunday, though.
Anybody can get it when it comes to the playoffs. I feel like even though it's really messed up that a team did everything they were supposed to do, I feel like they were not one of the 4 best.
Right.
You're not going to tell me that Florida State's better than Georgia. You're not going to tell me that they're better than Texas nor Alabama.
Man.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So
he said it.
So
who decides that process?
The committee. And
was there a ones or losses?
Yeah,
that define that possibly.
Yeah, you can't lose a lot of. You're supposed to win your conference championship, which they did.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to really lose games. I mean, they didn't. But it's like they're not the same team without their quarterback who went down like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So it's a whole different element when it comes to college football, like in playoff ball.
Yeah.
And the teams that got in actually really did. And it's really hard for me to say that Georgia did not deserve to get in. But you got to win that conference championship. With them not pretty much putting it into the chance of the committee is the reason why they didn't make it.
Right. They've left it in the committee's hands.
Do we got Jaden on?
Well, somebody's
coming in.
Okay, we about to come in.
Something's going on over there.
Let's see.
We can see.
Let's see.
Who's Joe?
Wait, I think we
I'm
got
ready.
him.
Who's Joe?
I think we got him.
Make sure he's off of mute.
Yes,
all right, you're
sir.
tuned into the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio Sports, like the TV, media, and radio segments tonight. In the Zone with Robert Lamar, the Heme Factor with Coach Will, and I got the 4th Down segment.
Oh, my goodness. Is this my boy Jaden?
Oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up?
Man, Jaden. You remember the last time we saw each other?
No. Remind me.
Sarah versus Long Beach Poly, which is the best neighborhood rivalry in all of high school football in Southern Cal.
Yeah, freshman year. Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember how big those shirts were that I gave you and your brother?
Man.
Is that when y'all was passing out extra larges?
Yeah.
Man.
Scotty B had kite T-shirts.
He's so. That was so funny, man. But you want to know the thing that I love about you and all your brothers? Y'all hate losing. It is something that just eats you guys up to the point where, like, the whole mood ain't good if y'all lose, man. And that's how it's supposed to be, because that means you guys give a damn. So,
for sure.
So let's get in the zone. How was Jaden growing up as a kid?
Jaden growing up as a kid. When I was a kid, it was like I wasn't as talkative. Like as a kid, I was more on the quiet side.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was always like a humble kid. Like I never really like gloated or like did too much. You know, like I stayed to myself, but I always got my business done on and off the field. So like me as a kid, it was always just me putting myself first. But like, I always cared for others, but I wasn't as like talkative. I was like more to myself and quiet.
Yeah.
But I made sure I got everything done.
So when did your love for football start? I mean, you just like your brother said, you saw your uncles, your cousins, like, you know, you come from a real football family. But when did your love for football truly start?
My love for football truly started, like, before I even touched the field. Like I guess what he said, like, seeing my whole family grow up playing and stuff like that just made me fall in love with it. I started playing when I was, like, 5-ish, but, like, I really, like, I actually loved, like, watching it. And, like, I wanted to play bad since I was, like, 4 years old, just seeing, like, even Jason playing and my older brother, cousins, and uncles playing.
So, I mean, because all y'all dogs, but what was that moment when you realized that, like, you know, I can actually be a dog on this field. I can actually be that dude. Like, when was that for you?
I think around, like, 11 or 12 years old, because before then I was just playing just to, like, be playing. Like, I wasn't bad. I was still doing what I was doing. I was still, you know, like a good athlete. I was always been, like, an athlete, but I really
like thought to myself like I could actually like take it far, like 11, 12, and I started working out and started like actually seeing the progress and like showing it on the field. That's when I really thought to myself like, all right, I could really like take this somewhere.
You've been trained very hard from the get-go. Your training is not different like than anybody that has not trained with you. I feel like everybody else that does not train with you really can't relate to where you guys have been training-wise. It's been crazy. I saw the videos, and just like your brother said, like people thought that it might have been like some child abuse going on, but it was really extreme, and you got that really early, and that helped you going to high school with a mentality that I can take on anybody. What's your reflection on those workouts that got you ready for high school?
Dude, like no other for sure. It was it's different, and people even tell me now like, man, y'all workouts, man, go crazy, like they different. So like other people, like even during COVID and stuff, like we wanted to still hang out with friends and like still be kids and like want to play the game and stuff like that. But like 9 times out of 10, there really wasn't none of that. It was working out. Like even, cause online school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like you didn't have to go to school and stuff like in person. So 1 in the morning, 12 in the morning, you up at late at night doing 30 stairs, upstairs working, or you were waking up at 8 o'clock to go do a workout on the beach or something crazy. And like to myself, when I was that age, I thought it was crazy. Like, man, I don't like it. But I still knew in my head like it had to be done. And I'm so happy and glad that I did it because it paid off for sure.
Your game is, I feel like, arguably is the most versatile out of all three of you guys. You were doing everything at a very early age on the highest level.
Yes, sir.
Now it's time to the point where everybody wants to know, like, okay, where can we play him, for one, because you could play corner or wide receiver at the same level. But it's like when it comes down to recruiting, it's starting to get really, really sticky for you to the point where everybody wants to know, where is Jaden going to go? What are the determining factors that you're looking for when it comes to, like, a home when it comes down to where you're going to spend the next 4 years of your college life at?
A big factor is like the love and support I'm going to get from the coaching staff, the players on the team, even the fans, like showing that they want me to be there for sure. Education plays a big factor because, football can't last forever.
Right.
Even if you wanted to, and I hope it does. By the end of the day, there's going to be a last day that comes for it, and I want to have something to reflect on off the field. So that plays a big role too, but also development. Like I want to come into college like already ready and already mentally there, but knowing that I'm going to be getting coached at a high level, prepared at a high level, and even make sure my game is getting taken to a higher level to go to the next level after college.
Absolutely. I mean, is there anybody that's like sticking out more than the others? If you can narrow down like maybe like a few schools, who's the ones who are giving you the most attention, the ones that's catching your eye? Just to name some, not in no order, of course, but like who are you liking right now?
Schools I'm liking right now. I'm not gonna say too much because I got some news coming out soon, but there's a few colleges that like have my attention right now.
Okay.
Utah's up there because they've been showing me love since a young age. Since I was young, probably before high school, like they always show me love. For sure, Arizona, they're coming up, and I like the type of style they're bringing to college football. Like they're taking more of like a California type of energy to the college, and and I really like it up there for sure. Like they got that energy coming through right now. ASU, I think they're gonna turn around their program for sure. Especially with the new head coach, he changing things around there and making sure things are done right. Texas, I think I could say Texas because like every time, like it don't matter if it was the college, the high school, even the NFL teams. Like when I was at Texas and I lived out there, they all showed me love. They all it was crazy. Like they all supported me, and every time I go out there, I feel the love. Every time I go out there, and like it's like a second home to me out there. So those schools right there are for sure stand out to me. I can't forget Cal. I got a great relationship with them, and they just I love what they're doing over there too.
Well, we're going to watch it, man. You say you got some news, so, we're going to be peeped in and tapped in onto that news, man. So appreciate you being in the zone. I'm going to turn it over to my crew.
Hey, yo, how you doing, man?
How you doing?
Hey, all
doing
right.
Well.
Hey, appreciate you for hanging out with us tonight. Let's get into the fourth down, man. I heard you playing both sides of the ball, and Robert actually mentioned it earlier. One of my questions, handling a tough loss. How do you bounce back from that?
And a tough loss, but of course it's not easy. Like to me, when you lose a game, it's not cool to see like your teammates and stuff giggling and making jokes afterwards. On the bus ride back or doing stuff like that. Like I'm not like a big fan of that. Like I feel like after you take a loss, it's like time to like narrow down what you did wrong and look at your mistakes and try to fix them. But I'm not a big fan of losing at all. When I lose, I feel like I feel down on myself, but I also gotta remember that like with them losses come like something positive out of that, and that's like learning what you did wrong and improvement and improvement and improvement. And I think that's what really helps coming from losses. But like I would never want to take a loss. If I do, it happens, but it's never something that I want to do.
Cool, man. Appreciate your answer on that one. And the term vibe is pretty much the key, the phrase of the phrase that pays. So dealing with your family as a vibe and everybody and watching you play football and things like that. How do you manage that excitement on and off the field?
How do I manage the excitement on and off the field?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's a hard one because, like, when I like touch the field, it just comes out like you're gonna feel the energy coming from me. Like when I'm playing, you're gonna see it during warm up. You're gonna see it. Like the excitement is there, but like I gotta know to keep it in a little bit and things like that. But it's hard for me to manage it sometimes because like I'm addicted to it. It's something that, like I live for. It's something that I know all my life. So when it comes to excitement and playing for the game, it's like I just gotta show it. But sometimes I know I gotta tone it down a little bit and get down to it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Two more for you, then I'm gonna let you go. That fourth down on the defensive side. What's in your head on that fourth down on the defensive side of the ball?
You gotta make a play.
Yep.
Gotta make a play.
That part.
Gotta make a play. That's probably the easiest answer I can give you right there. The fourth down plays is the play that you really want to play defense for. I don't play defense for the first down, second down, and third down because I feel like I can make plays on all three of those downs. But I feel like the real dog and the real athlete you are is gonna come out on the last seconds of the game or the fourth quarter or overtime or the fourth down. That's when the real dog or real player comes out of you.
No doubt. And how about on the offensive side of the ball, that fourth down?
Make a play. And that's it. And like I said, like on a fourth down, I don't never want to punt ever want to punt. I feel like it don't matter if it's 4th and 30, I got a shot. Like no matter what, you can throw it up, I'm gonna go get it. And that's just me as a player. Like that's what I prepare for. And like going back to the workouts, like we didn't work out to playing just the first quarter. We worked out to go all the way to overtime. So like when you talk about fourth downs, it's like that's gonna determine the player you are. So gotta make a play.
No doubt. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man? It's Coach Will speaking.
Hi, how you doing? I'm doing well.
Doing great, man. I think we saw you at Arizona State last weekend. Was it last weekend? Yeah, I think
it was last weekend. Yes, sir.
Seeing you out there, carrying yourself very well in community, man. So the biggest thing I want to say with that, you never know who's watching it, man. You were really carrying yourself very well, very professional, and that's the way you're supposed to be in that type of environment. And you definitely set a tone to me on why you're, so highly recruited beyond your special play. So I just want to know, like, what was it like for you with your transition, right? Being a two-way player, going from a school at Poly where you were known and you guys already had that like warm relationship, and then you transition over to San Juan Hills. How was that like inserting yourself into that football community on both sides, right? As far as still remaining a two-way player and having opportunity, like how did you take, in a sense, your level of importance?
It wasn't an easy process. Like, it wasn't like an easy transition, but because coming from Long Beach Poly into San Juan Hills, it's like two complete opposites, and it wasn't like easy to do, but like I managed to get it done, and like I have no regrets about it. And like instead of me going over there and like adapting to their culture and stuff like that, I kind of brought my own culture over there, and that's like winning. I love winning. So I think like me and my brothers, we brought that over there, and we got it done.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have wanted it no other way but to bring my style of play over there and help my team win.
Right, right. And then last question, man. You play for man 7-on-7. I seen you at OT7, and you were playing for Honcho, man. So I know how is it like being a part of that circle, man. You know that quality control sports and having a chance to play for like Honcho and play for Quavo's team. How's that?
It's an honor. It's an honor because you don't want to take nothing for granted. Everything's a blessing, but playing for teams like those just like, man, makes you think to yourself like you're really doing something because like not only can you just like play for them, you go to like build connections off of things like that.
Right.
Like it's not really just you only playing football, but even like off the field, how you approach people, how you talk to people.
Yeah.
I think that's where you make your biggest impact. Like you can be the best player in the world, but if you don't have good character, I feel like it ain't gonna take you too far. So just building connections off of teams like those, and meeting new people, and it's just a blessing to play for every team I ever played for.
Yeah. I was with Sound Mind, Sound Body West, man, and like I said, I seen you play. That was the first time I got to see you play up close, and man, you got game, man. So I wish you well, man, and congratulations on all your success. And keep gunning, man. Keep your head on straight like you're doing, and everything is coming your way by Lord's blessing, man. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a blessed night.
Where can we find you on social media, real quick, before we let you go?
Got you. Twitter, Jaden the Truth, but Jaden THA Truth on Twitter. Instagram, you can find me at Jaden JADYN_7. And if you want to find me on TikTok, it's gonna be JJAY.WUNNA.
We appreciate you, Brody.
No doubt.
Got one more year to watch, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Gonna be a big one.
Appreciate you, Jay.
Take it easy.
Yes, sir. You guys too.
All right, cool. All right, this is the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, Sports Active TV Media Radio. This is a public service announcement, and then we'll be back to wrap up the show with one more guest right here on the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Make sure you look us up on YouTube, too, on KCAA TV on YouTube for the shows after the fact. Shout us out, what's to count.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes. In moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streamed from the KCAA Radio.com website. Man, I hope y'all caught the first half of the show. We're almost done. We got one more guest.
Got one more. We got we're getting the baby boy of the Robinson bunch. Oh man, and you want to know the funny part about the baby? They always say that it's the baby that turns out to be the best of the bunch.
The baby boy.
I mean, you watched all the brothers do all the stuff, so you got the blueprint. Boy. And for them, it was tough. But since you're a little bit behind, and you actually can kind of modify the grind to the point where you can just absorb it.
Well, they say that youngest child seems to always trying to catch up to the oldest brother or the next one. So we'll find out.
Skyler.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Brody?
Nothing much. How about y'all?
Man, we good, Skyler. Man. Skyler, we appreciate you being here, man. We gotta get you in and get you out, but let everybody know who is Skyler and how was Skyler as a kid growing up.
Oh, me. Hold on, let's go through this one. Me, like going through the kid, I got two brothers in front of me, we always every day we worked to where we had to get, as right now, they're both top 2 nationally recruited athletes.
Yeah.
One's committed to Washington, one's gonna be somewhere soon, and just me coming in, watching them growing up, it just different, you know, like 'cause not everybody have two brothers that's that motivates the younger, you know, and just things like that.
Yeah. I mean, you got some big shoes to follow, but you got the
Yeah.
blueprint early. So I
Yes, sir.
mean, do you feel like you got any pressure to kind of like live up to that, or do you feel like you're in your lane to the point where it's okay, you're gonna be cool and you're gonna be able to be Skylar, and that's gonna be good enough?
Oh no, for sure. I got some big shoes to fill, you know. Both of my brothers, you know, that's pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, you're already like competing at the highest level. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
it's the same blueprint. It's like I can tell you that I've seen it before, and it works. You
Yes,
know.
sir.
So, but I mean, did you feel like you accomplished everything that you wanted to accomplish, like your first year of varsity ball?
No. Nah, I don't feel like I accomplished enough. You know, there's way more I can accomplish. Way more. You know, I'm never done working until I get to the stage I really want to be, you know.
So, what's the goal for next year?
I'll go for next year. First team All-American, #1 in the nation. Be committed soon, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, working out in Texas kind of sucks, does it?
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, out here it's beautiful, the weather's good. I mean, but it
Yes,
definitely
sir.
shapes you to who you are. And I feel like
Yes, sir.
mentally your toughness is higher than someone your age.
Yes, sir.
You know, going into a year where you're losing your brother, but you still got one of your big brothers there, you're going to
Yes,
be
sir.
required to do a lot more. So,
Yes, sir. Of course.
in regards to that preparation, what do you feel like you need to do in the off season to prepare you for that extended role that you're going to have next season?
Well, since my brother's leaving, you know, I'm gonna have to fill his role. I have to fill some big shoes. So like, I've been in the gym, you know, I have to really fill some big shoes. You know, oh, hold on, let me fill my thing. You know, I know what he did for his freshman, sophomore, junior season, and I have to fill that in. People going, if I don't do what he did, you know, they're gonna look at me different. Oh, he's not that good. Oh, he just got a name because his brothers, you know, and like I have to have his name going and my name going.
That's big. That's big.
You know, I want to paint this picture. You know, dreaming about victory can be a game changer.
Yes,
When
sir.
you close your eyes and you're dreaming of winning, how does that impact your field performance?
Oh, say that again for me.
How does that impact your field performance when you're dreaming of that victory?
Dreaming of that victory.
Yeah.
I don't know, like just get it. I got to work.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Jason, when you hear fourth down, you know, what does your mind go on fourth down, man?
Oh, make that play.
Yeah.
Make that play. You got to be that dude. That's when it all come out.
They got that same mentality. Go ahead, coach.
Shit, we got about one more
Yeah,
minute.
no, man. I just have a quick question. I noticed that you were playing running back this year too, right?
No, I was playing corner.
Oh, you're playing corner.
Yeah,
Okay. So being that this is your freshman year, how was it having to go up against, some of those big time dudes that you had to guard over in that league, right?
Yes, sir. You know, it's a mental thing, you know. It's a mental thing. Coming there as a freshman, you know, they have to try to pick on me. Like, first time I was in, very tight game. I had to make a play, you know, fourth down, stop the play, miss the field goal, you know, and I have to I have to fill some big shoes.
Well, you know what, Skylar, we definitely do appreciate you joining us tonight. Man, they don't give us enough time on here, but we want to get you on in another time. Can we let us know where we can find you on social media before we let you go?
Yes, sir. Instagram _SkyRock4 and Twitter SkylarRobinson7.
We appreciate you, man. We're gonna be watching you. We know it's gonna go up next season, bro.
Yes.
Keep
Enjoy.
grinding.
Yes,
Enjoy.
sir.
Enjoy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Skylar.
You. All right, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to Sports Collective TV Media Radio. Catch us on Instagram at Sports Collective TV. At Sports Collective Media on Instagram and at What's the Count on Twitter.
Shout out to the Robertson boys.
Man, we
Robinson
appreciate
boys,
y'all,
and
man.
shout
That's
out
the whole
to
family.
Shout out to Pops.
Pops,
man, I love Pops, bro. This is.
Pops.
Do you see how great of a job he has done with these kids?
Yeah, that's
like these kids are all.
That's it.
They got the heme factor.
That's it.
Every last one.
Every last one.
Appreciate y'all, yo.
Shout us out. What's the count? Appreciate y'all.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes, in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
KCAA.